there is not enough information out there for how to manage breast milk oversupply, and that really sucks. Hi there, my name is Anna. I am a first-time mom. My baby girl is 4 months old. I had a pretty serious oversupply issue in the first probably month of me being a mom that I was able to successfully manage and turn into an abundant supply. So if you're in the same boat, then keep watching. Okay, so anything I ever see about like breastfeeding, breast milk supply, all that is how to increase your supply, how to boost your supply, right? So that's kind of like the mindset that I had while I was still pregnant, is that, oh, this is a very common problem that moms don't have enough milk, that I'm gonna have to like probably manage and all that. So kind of like read up on that, but I've never seen anything that is like, if you have an oversupply, these are the things you can do. So when I had my baby, I was so engorged, it was crazy. I had to pump every 2 hours. I pumped from day one. She was in the NICU, so I had to pump and feed her that. I couldn't just breastfeed her right away. And even in that case, I had to pump every 2 hours. I pumped like twice or 3 times the amount that she was eating from day one. I was constantly engorged, boobs leaking, like all that stuff. It was horrible, very uncomfortable. It hurt to shower. I had to wake up every 2 hours at night to pump just so my boobs don't hurt that bad. And so I was trying to Google what to do, and there's so little information about that out there. That's crazy. So it was just so unclear. I'm like, do I pump or do I not pump? I know I should be pumping because first of all, I am very, very full. Like I have to relieve that pressure somehow. Second of all, I don't want to deal with like clogged ducts and mastitis. At the same time, if I'm pumping, am I not telling my body that we need more milk? Like, we don't need any more milk, so why am I pumping? Why am I pumping every 2 hours? But what do I do if not that? Like, so many questions. So, trial and errors, 3 appointments was lactation consultant, and a month later, I finally figured it out. I went back to work about 2 months ago, so every day I am pumping and breastfeeding my baby when I'm with the baby. So I'm still producing an amount more than she eats in a day, but it's not nearly as uncomfortable, and I'm able to go through the night and not have to pump from like 10 p.m. till 5 a.m. Not to gatekeep any information. The main piece of advice I can give you is that you want to pump to empty while your baby is eating. Now, everything that I know and that I did and that I'm going to be talking about is in the situation where you are pumping and breastfeeding. So I'm not quite sure exclusive breastfeeding how that would be, but again, even if I didn't go back to work, even if my baby wasn't in the NICU and I didn't like have to pump right away, I can't imagine I'd be able to go and not pump, because my baby's a pretty good sleeper and she's been sleeping mostly through the night from like 6 weeks old. Then there's no way I'd be able to go this long without having to pump. Here's the main thing that I had to figure out is, if you're pumping while your baby's eating or would be eating, right, like during the day, you want to pump to empty, because you still want to tell your body that these are your baby's needs. This is how often your baby feeds. This is what we need to be making. But if you have to pump when your baby would not be eating because you are too engorged, then you only pump a little bit. You only pump for comfort. So you can pump for just a few minutes and relieve that pressure, but that will not send as strong of a signal to your body that we need to replenish that and make more milk. One more thing that really helped is ice packs and cold compress. I know Lancino brand has them. They're like the round purple like pouches with ice packs, like gel ice packs inside them. They're really great because that pouch keeps it so it's not too cold on your skin, but it is still an ice pack. So I would use them every time after I feed my baby or pump to kind of like slow down the process of like making more milk. And that would also make my boobs feel better while they were really full and uncomfortable. Also, in the very beginning, when you're too engorged, it's really hard to pump or to breastfeed because it just hurts so much. So I was not using the warm compress to kind of like get the stuff flowing. I was using breast massagers. They do like a light vibration, and that would like help move the milk without, again, like promoting more production like the warm compress would. I also didn't like using those like the reusable cotton nursing pads because they would just be soaked in an hour, and that was just really annoying. So I got those like milk collectors that look like a cup that goes inside your bra. Those were super nice and comfortable to use because they are like pretty flat, so they go in your bra and nothing's gonna happen to them. They're not gonna fall like Haka could. I would even sleep in them, and then I would wake up and have like an ounce or two of milk in there. The only thing is that I wouldn't use that milk for like feeding the baby because it's not as sterile as like the airtight pump or, you know, breast to mouth. You can use that milk for other things, and like I said, again, it was just super convenient because it would catch a lot more milk at the same time. It was comfortable enough that I could have it in my bra and people wouldn't be able to tell, and also it actually like collects the milk instead of like absorbing it and then being like soaked. I guess one more thing that's really important to keep in mind if you have an oversupply issue, undersupply too, but that's not what we're talking about, is that your breast milk situation only regulates at about like 12 weeks, 3 months. So if you have an oversupply before that, that doesn't mean that that's gonna stay like that forever. If you start managing it from like the early days, you just have a better chance to turn that into an abundant supply and not deal with problems down the road. If you're in your early postpartum days and you have an undersupply, then that also doesn't mean that's going to stay that way. And go ahead and Google it. There's so much information on how to increase or boost your breast milk supply. Hopefully something will work out. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you for staying with me. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions,